She has to go to the ER. She lost too much blood. Same thing as...
So there's no recovery?
No, she needs to get a blood transfusion.
All of this, I think we all need a break.
Right. Roll one up for all of us.
The whole team.
I'm scared of needles. And I'm making
Don't even
sense.
start with the tattoos.
I'm saying I got a lot of tattoos, but tattoo needles don't go in you like a fucking needle do. You feel? Like it go in, but it don't go in like that shit y'all pushing up and down. It's a place that was like 15, 20 minutes away. But when I went in that motherfucker, that bitch like a flea market farm. Baby, I promise you. It was people in that motherfucker with beans. I never seen them. I never seen a pharmacy like that. They had beans. It was like people in there, just say all us in here. We work for a company. They had beans. And the people just giving them bags of prescription. Motherfucker throw a prescription out the room.
Let me verify the prescriptions you got.
I was like, what the fuck? I was scared. I was like, damn. I never
You know, in all of this, she didn't even take no pain meds.
I told her she's not to take any.
Hi, Ashley.
Oh, pain is no, you're.
No,
My name is Maris. I will be your nurse tonight.
Okay.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling better.
I'm glad to hear that.
She scared the shit out of me.
All right, real quick. Just a
Everybody.
little.
She scared everybody.
Just a little. She's gonna make sure y'all awake. Y'all gonna take care of me.
y'all might tell on your
I was just making sure y'all was on y'all.
Right.
Motherfucker anxiety. They gonna have to give me a motherfucker IV. Shit. I honestly, I don't see how women do it without y'all.
I listen, every time that we have a client that is like not doing so hot, I'm always like, how do people do it by themselves? It's beyond me. And then sometimes there's one person one time on a call had the nerve to say to me, so what you gonna do, just look at me? Girl.
And you go and never. That happened like 2 whole years ago. She'll never.
But I
get
remember
over
the
that.
call.
I'm like, I done heard about women come to get surgery, next they go to post-op, and then they on the next flight out.
Oh jeez,
That's very
See that?
dangerous.
I told her when she was getting ready to do it, if you gonna do it, you gotta do it right.
Do it right.
Money can't be the problem. You know, you need to do this shit all the way right.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck was I gonna do with what just happened downstairs?
No, but for real.
Oh my God.
I don't see how they do it. I swear I don't.
That would make anybody flustered. Oh my God.
Just seeing the blood would make a regular
Right,
person
right,
without
right.
medical background be flustered. So
I'm an LPN, but when I look down in that shit,
I was like, don't look.
She said, don't look down.
I ain't never seen this much.
I didn't see it until after they told you don't look down. Oh, shit.
After you eat and rest a little, I want you to get up and walk because we haven't been able to do that yet, okay? We'll see if you're up for it.
you think it's the one that we. You think
At this point, Ashley and I are discussing which incisions were excessively draining earlier, in which we had to place poise pads over. We also had Ashley client lay down to put pressure on those points. So we are assessing to make sure nothing is excessively draining prior to her walking for safety.
Shout out to Bay for putting on her sock. Look at him taking care of his wife. As you can see here, after putting the poise pads at the groin sites that were draining excessively and applying pressure, those chuck pads that are on the bed are not as saturated as it was before when she was laying down. So clearly we've hit the points and she's looking good.
Did you ever see those TikToks and they say this is the dress that our grandmas used to wear? Bills paid. Bills was paid. All we had to do was cook.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna kind of crawl backwards. When you stand, you're gonna do it slow and you're gonna look up.
Just
Stand right there.
Look this way.
Make
Put
sure
your
your
hand in
head-
the same way you scare me.
How do you feel just standing here? You sure?
I'm just looking to see the one that's.
Ashley, huh?
I just see.
You walk in front of her and walk behind. You gotta look up at her and walk straight. Let's go.
I'm gonna make sure
When you
run into
need-
anything.
When you need to turn around and go back, let us know.
We should clean this
Clean
off.
away. It's okay. We'll just-
You'll circle around.
You got some chicken.
Girl, let me tell you, and you know this is every day. Let's go back. Every day. You still doing okay?
At this point, Ashley's walking around and looking great. She's not feeling dizzy, not feeling faint. There's no drainage on the floor. So I'm gonna check now to see if anything is draining down her leg. No, it looks good, nothing there. And here, I actually don't know what I'm doing, maybe a squat, but no. I'm explaining to Ashley that maybe she was draining when she kneeled and like put pressure and kind of squeezed that incision point. Now we're heading back to the bed. We want to walk as much as we can, but we don't want to overexert her.
Now it's time to get sexy mama back to bed.
Sorry.
You gonna be bruised up. Right.
Ready, back? So Miss Maris, I think her drainage is good. A while ago when she had like gotten up, this one looked like it was leaking a little, but we had really reinforced. I think, you know, sometimes it, because it's open and the pinching, I think. So I just like stuck a little
Okay.
pad under there, but I think it should be fine. If anything, this is what I have put an ABB. So if anything, you can pull that out and stuff another one there. But the incision is covered. I think it's just for her bending. It's like pushing on it. But otherwise, I think she's good. Maybe 1 or 2 times to get up and walk, a little walk, even if it's just to the door and back. But if she's not up for it, we'll let her rest. Correct. And just, I want her to drink lots and lots and lots of water. I only want her to take the Tylenol. Nothing else for now. If she wasn't in intense pain already, it's not going to just appear out of nowhere. So I think she's doing well with that.
127 over 77. I'm okay with that. I like that.
I wanted to go over some stuff with you as well. Primarily you. Okay. So, Miss Maris will be here until 7 a.m. She leaves at 7 a.m. She has her post-op at 12:30, you said? Okay, so Ashley, she's Ashley as well. Nurse Ashley will come back after post-op to help her with her shower and so forth. So when Miss Maris leaves, you're taking over until Ashley comes. Ashley will help her with her shower, make sure she's good, give her iron infusion, and then in the night someone will come again at 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Okay, so tomorrow's post-op day. A lot of time you might not have a big appetite even though you ate a good amount of the soup, but I really want you to try to push yourself tomorrow to have a good breakfast. She can't have like just fruits, like either some eggs or some oatmeal. She needs to really give her body fuel tomorrow, so have a good breakfast before you guys go. So for tomorrow I would say maybe 45 minutes or even maybe 30 minutes, because I'm sure they're gonna have you waiting. Before you go, take your Tylenol. Do not take your Percocet, please.
Okay.
Take your Tylenol, just to help with the discomfort that you might feel during the massage.
45 minutes over there.
Yes. 30 to 45 minutes. Anything by mouth takes about 45 minutes to an hour to kick in, but don't want to take it too early, and if they have her waiting and then it really not take effect. Yeah. So she can take the Tylenol before she goes. Make sure she eats. Hydration. You saw how much fluid is coming out of you. You're losing a lot because your incisions are open, so you're going to have to hydrate yourself. We did give you a good amount of fluids. Your blood pressure is good right now, but you have to orally hydrate to maintain that. I'm talking 6 to 7 bottles of water for the day.
Okay.
I think you're on bottle 1 right now because, we had a lot going on. So maybe throughout the night you get in like at least 3 of them, and then tomorrow start on that 6 to 7.
Water, not Gatorade.
Not Gatorade, correct. You can throw one bottle of Gatorade in there because it's electrolytes. You don't need that tonight. You got electrolytes in your IV, but water doesn't take away from that. The Gatorade doesn't take away from your water count. Okay, so you have to hydrate. You have to eat. You've heard of feed the fat, because you have to eat to maintain that, and you have to eat to energize yourself as well. They do say get up and walk people say 1 to 2 hours. Obviously, tonight that's unrealistic with how you were feeling and stuff, but as much as you can, listen to your body. Get up and move.
Okay.
You have to keep on your compression socks that you have for at least 2 weeks. The only time you're not supposed to wear it is when you're showering.
Okay.
So Ashley will do a shower tomorrow, so she's gonna go over a lot of it with you. But for the other days, just things to remember. Like, I like to have steaming hot showers. She cannot have steaming hot. You see what he does.
Yeah.
So we're avoiding heat. You see when she gets up, I kind of crank down the AC to circulate, not put anything too much on her. We need air circulating. So the water needs to be lukewarm. Even if she upset at you, it can't be too.
Okay.
She needs to shower only using Dial soap, antibacterial soap, until those incisions naturally close. Then you can use whatever soap she naturally. So she'll wash as regular, rinse. You want to make sure you dry well. Bacteria and yeast like dark, moist areas, so you got to get underneath those crevices. Make sure it's dry. Any incisions that's open, we would suggest you put something like a Neosporin, which is antibiotic ointment, on those incisions that are open. Take away for showers, antibacterial soap until the incisions are completely closed, and not to make the shower too warm. Okay, drainage is normal. We expect drainage because they leave the incision open. If you and I got cut and we didn't put a Band-Aid over it, it would, correct. But she did excessively drain. Like, she drained quite a bit. So that's something that Ashley and I were talking about. It's a bit concerning, but her blood pressure is fine. It's good now. She's not showing symptoms of someone whose blood count dropped significantly, but obviously we're not in her cells to know. So if she starts to present symptoms of someone whose hemoglobin, the blood level, dropped, then we would suggest that she go and get that checked. And the fastest way to get it checked is like going to an ED, let them, run a complete blood count to see where her hemoglobin level is. And if it's super low, then at which point they would transfuse or something like that. But we have to kind of monitor that. But Ashley and I were talking about that, and we wanted to run that by you guys. And if we see that, okay, we're not keep going, we're going in the opposite direction after we've hydrated and done our part, then that would be the next step. So we'll just monitor and see how that goes. Right, sister? So yeah. She has to go to the ER.
What caused her faint 17?
She lost too much blood. Same
So
thing as
there's no recovery.
no. She needs to get a blood transfusion. Yeah. I have everything except for fluids.
You gotta do this.
Did she take a pool? I'll be back.
this point, we run upstairs. The client is on the floor. Luckily, Miss Maris, the CNA, was there to help her down to have an assisted fall. She did not hit her head or anything of that nature. We get her in the chair and we roll her to the living room. Ashley is looking to place an IV, and I have checked her blood pressure and it shows that it is really low. This is a change in condition from how we left her, and this prompted Ashley and I to call 911 because she, at this point, needs a higher level of care. It is not a hydration issue anymore. She needs further assessment and intervention and needs a blood transfusion. But until EMS arrives, we're just trying to get her blood pressure to a normal and stable level. And you see Miss Maris just being great, like all our CNAs are, rubbing Ashley's back and comforting her.
At this point, EMS arrives. We have given them reports to let them know what happened, what procedure she had, what took place, the amount of IV fluids we gave her. And now they're just asking her questions about her name, date of birth, medical history, and so on and so forth. When they checked her blood pressure was a little bit better. They did do an EKG to monitor her heart rhythm. And at this point, it's concluded that she needs to go to the hospital to get further assessment. To be honest, in this moment, Ashley did not want to go to the hospital via ambulance. She wasn't opposed to it. She just didn't want to go via ambulance. But after watching the YouTube video and seeing what happened, then she realized that her condition was pretty critical and severe, and she agreed that she needed to go to the hospital via ambulance just for safety purposes. So as you can see, they're getting her on the stretcher and she's on her way.
She went sideways. It's a good, and the shower door was open. It's a good thing. She didn't hit her head.